So today I'm out here doing some work in the garden. I have a problem with the tomato plants. Let me show you. A whole bunch of tomato plants are starting to look like this. They are scraggly and they have a lot of dead leaves. I went on the internet and I Googled, what's wrong with my tomato plants? And really a lot can go wrong with tomato plants. This is clearly some sort of fungus, but I don't know which one, because when you are looking on the internet and you are trying to diagnose your tomato plants, it says things like, is it a brown spot surrounded by yellow? Or is it a yellow spot surrounded by brown? Or is it a yellow leaf with occasional brown spots? And I'm like, I don't know, it's scraggly and sickly looking. So I don't know exactly what's wrong with them, but I read about how to deal with pretty much all of those little fungi infections, and they all pretty much say the same thing. They say, cut down on the moisture, remove the leaves, and do not compost the leaves in your compost pile, because then the fungus will live in your compost pile and it will affect your tomatoes, any tomatoes that get planted in that stuff. So I'm putting all the leaves that I'm taking off in this bucket, and I will not put them in the compost pile. So this will be our tutorial tomato plant. You'll see that the bulk of the damage is at the bottom of the plant, and it is still able to produce some fruit. And as you go to the top of the plant, it starts looking a lot healthier. And if you look closely at these leaves, you will see that there are no spots on them of any kind. But down here, lots and lots and lots of spotting. So again, according to the internet, that's the way a lot of these fungi spread, is they come up from the dirt, and so they will affect your bottom leaves first. So you're supposed to keep the infected leaves trimmed off. Now, I am not trimming off all of the infected leaves because I'm a little concerned that for some of the plants, there might not be enough leaves left to keep the plant alive. You know, photosynthesis requires leaves. So I don't know, I'm hoping that it grows more healthy leaves before the infected leaves have to be pruned. I don't know, it's gonna be tough. The good news is that my tomato plants almost all have fruit on them, which is great. The bad news is that none of the tomatoes are ripe yet, which is always the worst part of the summer, is waiting for the tomatoes to ripen. So I was feeling pretty bad about pruning these leaves, thinking that they were needed for photosynthesis, but look at what this fungus does to the entire branch. So when I see something like this, I think, well, kind of stinks that I'm taking off this section here, but it's gonna die anyway, and then it's gonna be no good for photosynthesis anyhow. So it's making me feel a little bit better about this significant prune job I'm doing. After a little bit of pruning, everybody's starting to look a lot happier. Skinny for sure, but happier. And I am pleased to report that there are still plenty of blooms on the plants. So still hoping for a good harvest.